Hey everyone, Reid of Valor Ridge. We're going to talk about this video is drills that you can do at distance when you're at the shooting range that has rules. Let's go ahead and get started. So a lot of times people will come to class and we show them some good drills that we do here, and sometimes I'll have students say, well, at my home range, there's no way I could do a drill like that, or any limitations that they want to put on other shooters. Well, here's a drill that you can do if you really want to work on your good technique and even at distance. So I'm at about 200 yards right there. You can see that silhouette just pop up. And so a lot of times at ranges, they'll limit you to the shooting bench. They'll limit you to having to sit there and shoot your rifle, and that doesn't really help you get better because you're not working on any positions. All my friends have been in gunfights, all the situations I found myself in. I never said, yeah, there's a sweet little shooting bench that I'm going to use for this dangerous situation. So they don't exist. So what we have to do is we have to be able to use the range for what it is. Now, if you're one of these people that has a range that has a lot of limitations, what you can do is that you can shoot this standing. I don't know any shooting range out there that wouldn't let you shoot standing. I mean, most people shoot pistol standing, and a rifle standing is just fine too. So what we can do is we can work on our presentation. We can work on our natural point of aim. We can work on all those other things that's going to help us make hits. So what I like to do is I like to stand at 200 yards and make good shots. If you only had 100, you could do the same drill, make it even a smaller target. If all you had was 50 yards, bring it in, make it a smaller target. I've done a video before about doing this at 25, and the same concept applies. Now, this isn't really one that you'd want to rush through simply because we're too far away. We don't want rounds to go left or right off body. We want to make sure that we're hitting nice and square up there. So once again, not something that we would shoot. Now, a lot of guys will say, well, why can't you just go prone? Well, a lot of times you're not able to. A lot of times that look at right here. You think if I was in a field like this, that I could go prone? You wouldn't even see anything. There's all kind of grass. If I was in a jungle, wooded environment, right? Going through jungle warfare, we did a lot of things out in brush, very dense, just like this. You couldn't go prone and you couldn't see the target set out there. Urban environment, there's a lot of times you can't go prone and see things. A lot of times when we're out there, even just in a parking lot going prone, you're going to lose visual of somebody. Kneeling, oftentimes we can't go kneeling. A lot of times it's easier to stand up here and shoot like that. In other words, we'd lose time going from kneeling and breaking a shot. So a lot of times we may have to take that shot standing, right? We may have to do that. We may have to engage from a standing position. There's nothing wrong with that. We need to be able to do that. Now, 200 yards standing, okay, that's a tough shot. So, we may not have a brace. We may not have a way to support ourselves. We may have to do that offhand. I know when we were in the Marines, we had to shoot standing at 200 yards. Here's the thing, guys. I would go out and I'd practice this because I would say standing at 200, about one of the hardest shots that you'll ever find yourself in if you have to do it. But if you can hit a man-sized target, a torso-sized target at 200 yards, everything else seems pretty darn easy to me. And if you guys look, the target's way down there, 200 yards away. And as you can see, guys, it's a bright, sunshiny day, and that's what a man-sized target looks like at 200 yards. So what I do is I'm going to show you guys a drill that you can do. We can start from the low ready position. We can come up on target and then break a shot. If you want to put time on it, that's fine. Personally, this is not something that you'd probably want to rush your way through. I mean, you are talking a torso-sized target at 200 yards standing. It's not like it's prone or kneeling even. A little bit more difficult of a shot standing, just like you're going to see. All right, so you guys looking at my shots, 1, 2, 3, so good up here. These I knew right away, but if you look at a humanoid target at 200 yards, 3 out of 5 of those is going to be highly effective. And then at 200, 2 more down here, we got time to figure it out there. That's why we follow through, as you saw me do during the shooting there. So you guys maybe ask what ammo I'm using on this. Just 55 ball, like whatever. I think that's PMC. So nothing match grade or anything like that, just standard ball ammo with an iron-sighted rifle. And sure enough, we got 5 good hits, upper torso on somebody. certainly lights out on 3 out of 5 of those with 5 hits, so I'll take that any day. One final thing I really want to talk about, guys, we got to be able to make sure that we can articulate why we would take a shot this far. I know last year there's a law enforcement guy that took a shot about 185 yards, so a little bit less than this. But the thing is that we got to be able to articulate why. Now, somebody shooting at you, that's usually an easy problem solver, but anything else, we want to make sure that we can do that. You know, even with magnification, I know some of you guys are running fixed magnification or variable powered stuff. Even with that, if you're going to do that, make sure you're glassing somebody that you're not pointing at them, you know, because our muzzle, never let your muzzle crossing you're unwilling to destroy. You don't know if you're willing to destroy it unless you can articulate why. So the likelihood of taking a shot standing 200 yards away, unsupported, likelihood's pretty low. But here's what I do know. If I can do this, every other shot's pretty easy from the kneeling or the prone position. It's certainly inside these distances. And if I can hit that, you know, 200 yards standing, then it's just a simple deal after that. So this is one of those drills that I go out and practice, make sure I'm able to hit, make sure you're able to go out there and do this stuff. And as I said, I'm just using irons here. So you guys out there that choose to run optics on your rifle, then you should be able to go out and do that. If you can't, then go home and work on it. And certainly you can work inside of 200, maybe 150, 100 yards, 50 yards, and work on those. Become proficient riflemen, because we don't get to drag shooting benches with us. So Henrichs, Valor Ridge, reminding you, lessons that we learn are written on tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.